Let's talk about the inappropriateness of blindly voicing your opinion when it's neither asked for nor called for. Hello, I'm Julian Northbrook from doingenglish.com, and I'm going to say right here, right now, that if you are a sensitive snowflake, prone to get offended easily and cry to the world in the desperate hope that someone's going to listen, you probably want to stop watching this video right now, because you ain't gonna like it. Yesterday's video was called How to Eat a Whale, the Power of Tiny Incremental Change. It was all about the fact that to master the English language, you need to take the big, impossible task that is English and break it down into small bite-sized chunks to be learned incrementally, day by day. But of course, this is the internet, this is YouTube, and within minutes, someone felt the need to whine. Terrible title, one person cried. That's not funny, moaned another. Okay, I'm being a little dramatic. As far as whining and complaining goes, this is pretty tame and not that bad. But the thing is both of these people completely failed to realize or bothered to check that this is a proverb with an idiomatic meaning and is actually nothing to do with the consumption of sea mammals. It actually comes from a poem published in the early 1970s about a small girl called Melinda May who decides to eat a whale, starts with a tail and doggedly refuses to give up until she has consumed the whole thing at the grand old age of 89. Again, the meaning is not to condone or advocate the consumption of sea mammals. It is quite simply that when faced with a huge impossible task, all you can do is take it one bite at a time. But since people are gonna get offended anyway, I thought I'd play devil's advocate and talk about this. Because you see, I have actually eaten whale. I have eaten whale on more than one occasion, and I'll be completely honest and say that if I never have to eat it again, I will be quite happy, because it tastes like an old boot that has been boiled for a long time. Now before you go crazy, let me give you the background story to this. I worked as an assistant English teacher in public secondary schools here in Japan for about the first 5 years that I was in the country. And every day I would eat school lunch with the students. And about once a year or so, whale meat would be on the menu. Now, the way that I understood this, and if anybody knows better than me, please feel free to correct me in the comments, but the way that I understood this is that whale meat goes onto the menu as a heritage food. Because Japan is a country with a long history of commercial whaling, and commercial whaling does still happen here. On a small scale, yes, and it's highly regulated, yes, but whale is still harvested for meat in this country. Not just school lunches, my father-in-law has bought whale meat home and we've eaten it at home. Again, to be honest, I don't like it much. I'd much rather have a nice steak. But the point is, think of this what you will. If you believe it is a disgusting, immoral, despicable thing to do, harvesting whale for meat, that is your opinion, and you are quite welcome to your opinion. What you are not quite welcome to, however, is to blindly voice that to anybody who probably doesn't want to listen. I think it was the second year I was here, but the school where I was teaching, there was also an American girl there as well. It was a very large school, so there were 2 assistant English teachers. Now, on the day that whale meat came out, she was highly offended and proceeded to complain to everyone and anyone who she could force to listen to her. She complained to the school principal, she complained to the teachers, she complained to the students. The situation was highly embarrassing for everybody involved. It was embarrassing for the school, it was embarrassing for the teachers, it was embarrassing for the students, and it was embarrassing for me because I got lumped together with this idiot girl who couldn't understand that it wasn't her place to voice her offence. Think of this what you will, but frankly, she was out of order. It wasn't her place to voice her opinion, and the only thing that came out of the situation was that the school called our company and asked them to change her for a different teacher. Again, it wasn't her place to voice her opinion, and it's not yours either. If you believe that it is wrong, immoral, disgusting, despicable even to hunt and eat whale, that is your choice. However, what you've got to understand is that you are by definition someone who uses the English language with people from a different culture to your own. And at some point, somewhere, someone is going to do or say something that offends your personal world view. And you might be offended, you might be disgusted, but it is not your place to tell people from other cultures how they should do and believe. And I think that is a good place for me, Julian Northbrook, to end this video. If you are a sensitive snowflake who is now disgusted and appalled, feel free to unsubscribe from this channel and take your opinion somewhere else, because I neither want to hear it nor care. If, however, you are new to this channel, not afraid of a controversial topic or two, and are dedicated to the consumption of the proverbial whale that we call English, go ahead, subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you, and goodbye.